Greetings, foolish mortals, to the haunted mansion. As the crypt doors creak and the tombstones quake, spooks comes out for a swinging rake. Creepy creeps with eerie eyes start to shriek and harmonize. Grim grinning ghosts come out to socialize. Now don't close your eyes and don't try to hide, for a silly spook may sit by your side. Shrouded in a death disguise, they pretend to terrorize. Grim grinning ghosts come out to socialize. Greetings, folks. And as you know, I'm gonna review for you guys something from Disney, and it's none other than the Haunted Mansion. First, a little history. Theme park creator and animator Walt Disney, he decided to create something new and different for his theme park. So pretty much one of his creators thought of an idea of creating a haunted house ride. Now, of course, at first Walt Disney was kind of skeptic the whole idea about having a haunted house at Walt Disney, but ever since when Walt Disney visited the Winchester Mansion, you know, the house owned by the guy who invented the Winchester rifle. Now, if you've seen some pictures of the Winchester Mansion, it's pretty creepy. But it gave him an idea of creating a creepy haunted house, and he talked to one of the creators who gave him the idea of it, and therefore created this theme park. The Haunted Mansion. Now, the Haunted Mansion, there are two of them in America. There is one in California and the other one in Orlando, Florida. And of course, they had pretty much a scary story involved. Like, there is this ghostly bride who is looking for her husband, and every groom that she finds ends up dead. So she's, now her ghost is waiting around the mansion, finding the next groom that she'll marry. And also there's another story about a woman who lives in that house, and she was married to a sea captain. Little does she know that the sea captain was a notorious pirate who goes by the name of Captain Gore. And after she starts figuring out his past and noticing that he was the most notorious pirate who ever lived, she got so scared of him, and she was afraid she's going to tell everybody about his past. So, rumor has it that some people say that he grabbed, the only way to shut her up. Now, some people say that he grabbed her and tossed her out the window and died. Or some people say that the thought of her husband being the notorious pirate was unbearable, so therefore decided to commit suicide. And then and of course, knowing about her death, he couldn't bear it, so therefore, he hanged himself. That's why when you go into that one area where the picture starts getting taller, and when you see the lightning strike, you can look up the ceiling and see his body dangling from the noose. And of course, in the Haunted Mansion, you see the like 4 or 5 headstones singing that song, Grim Grinning Ghosts. Grim grinning ghosts come out to socialize. I love that song. And of course, the only human character is the guy who walks around in the cemetery with his dog, and you can see that his legs are shaking along with his dog, getting so scared seeing all the ghosts. And of course, the 3 hitchhikers. You see all 3 of those hitchhikers. The big one, the tall one, and the short, big, bushy, bearded one. Just standing there going like this. But ever since the Haunted Mansion got so popular, that there was another Disney theme park called Euro Disney in Paris. Now, I heard back then Euro Disney wasn't that big in Europe, but right now it's getting really popular now, and they made their version of the Haunted Mansion. It's more grown up, and it's called the Phantom Manor. Story has it in the Phantom Manor, it's more darker than the American version. Like, there was a oil owner company. I mean, there's an oil company going on, digging for oil, and the owner of the place, he made a whole town, and he lives in this big mansion, and it turns out that the oil is about ready to go dry, and some of the people are losing their jobs. So therefore, his daughter wants to leave this town and wants to go somewhere else, and she fell in love with a steamboat owner, a steamboat captain. But a father, he didn't want her daughter to leave. So after his death, his daughter, who's about ready to get married, she's wearing her wedding dress and all, she's getting stalked by this creepy-looking phantom who wears a top hat and a long black coat. Shut up. I'm not a phantom. Sheesh. I just like this hat. Anyway, it turns out that the phantom had killed the groom, and she was wondering where he is, and she died of a broken heart, so now her ghost, along with the phantom, is haunting the Phantom Manor, and also that the phantom turned out to be her father. And now there's another Walt Disney in another country. And this one is from Hong Kong. But unlike the American version and the French version of the Haunted Mansion, this one has nothing to do with ghosts and it's not haunted. I guess in Hong Kong, there are some superstitious people around. In Hong Kong. I mean, there's always been something about Asia and ghosts. It's pretty much pretty big, besides Kung Fu. And this ride in Hong Kong is none other than the Mystic Mansion. Unlike ghosts, it involves magic involved. And it turns out that one of the owners who owns the house, he has a pet monkey, and his last name is Mystic. Get it? And during his years of traveling, he had found a magical box. Kind of makes me think of the Pandora box. Well, anyway, he warned his monkey not to open that box. But after he left, the monkey opened it, and everything starts going haywire. Suit of armor starts coming to life. Stuffed animals starts waking up and going like, ah. And portraits starts coming to life, and plants going bigger and start acting all carnivorous. And then after all this mystical mayhem going on, the monkey finally found the box, and he finally closed it, and everything went back to normal. And you see Lord Mystic going like, "Oh, say there, Pet Monkey, you haven't opened the box by any chance, have you?" And his monkey's going like this. Cheeky monkey. And then there was another Haunted Mansion. And this one was another part of Asia. And it's from Tokyo. And the one from Japan is none other than Tokyo's Haunted Mansion. Now, I know some of you are going to be saying, what's the difference between the Tokyo version and American version? Nothing. They're all the same. Has the same ghost, had the same ride, has the same everything. I guess Tokyo is being more like America. Imagine that. And if you ever look in the mansion itself, I mean, besides the hitchhiking ghost and the phantom and all that, there were some of the characters which is pretty popular characters. Like this here. Now, as you can see, you can find the bride here. Now, in the Haunted Mansion, it's that same bride who is looking for a new husband. But in the Phantom Manor, it's the daughter. But of course, the most famous ghost of them all in the Haunted Mansion is, of course, the Hatbox Ghost. He is more popular than the rest of the ghosts. And why they call him the Hatbox Ghost is because every time you see him carrying that hat box, all of a sudden his head disappears, and his head appears in that hat box he carries. Now, the Hatbox Ghost had vanished, but there are die-hard fans who wanted that Hatbox Ghost to come back. Imagine that. Now, the Haunted Mansion got so popular that they had finally decided to make a movie. But not a Disney Channel movie like the, but not as a Disney Channel movie like the Terror Tower. Of course, they should have put some Twilight Zone style into it, because it is part of the Twilight Zone. They decided to make a theatrical movie of it. And the movie is none other than Walt Disney's The Haunted Mansion, starring Eddie Murphy, Jennifer Tilly, and, well, the guy who played Zod from Superman 2. I don't know his name. Back in 2003, they decided to make a movie about the Haunted Mansion. I mean, since Pirates of the Caribbean became a huge success, they decided to go again with another theme park-based Disney movie, and they made this, starring Eddie Murphy in it. Oh, good Lord, Eddie Murphy. I think he's better off doing Beverly Hills Cop, or that movie with Nick Nolte, or maybe he should stick with The Nutty Professor, or Dr. Dolittle, or Donkey from Shrek. Yeah, I always done his laugh. I mean, he's not like the old-fashioned Eddie Murphy that we remembered from, like that one joke he said in that, on his stand-up called Raw. You know, every time when you, when you go into a house and all of a sudden you discover that house is haunted, you better get the heck out of here. Too bad, Eddie, you didn't go. And of course, they changed the story in this one. In this version, it turns out that there was the owner of the house who fell in love with a black woman. And the butler thought it would be a disgrace to the family if he did that, if he ran away with that girl. So, I mean, spoiler alert for those who have seen it, the butler did it. He poisoned her and wrote a note which was a big lie, saying that she committed suicide for taking poison, but we all know it's the butler who poisoned her. And the master couldn't stand it anymore, so he hanged himself. And now the butler's trying to be free and rest in peace, and the only way to do that is trying to find that woman who looks exactly like the one who died. And it's Eddie Murphy's wife. That movie should have been better. Tell you the truth, it should have been a whole lot better. But here's something that eased the pain a bit. Something they did was a whole lot better than the movie. And it was Walt Disney's The Haunted Mansion. Wait a minute, since there's a video game involved, why not? You can find this video game in Amazon or at eBay, or to my favorite game store, Game Insane. That's where I got mine from. Now, one thing I have to say about this game that it is really, really awesome. And there's no Eddie Murphy in this. Now, Jennifer Tilly playing Madame Leota, man, she has such a sexy voice. But in this one, you play this guy who goes by the name of Zeke Holloway, who is offering a job as a caretaker to the Haunted Mansion. And Madame Leota and 5 ghosts wanted his help to free them, because the owner of this haunted mansion in this game is this powerful sorcerer who goes by the name of Atticus Thorn, who is keeping all these ghosts in this mansion. So in this game, playing Zeke, you had to go through the entire mansion and collect about 999 souls in order to beat Atticus Thorn. And with the help of Madame Leota, at the end of the game, spoilers, you can defeat Atticus Thorn when he's a giant human caterpillar. Or human centipede. I don't want to think about that. A human... let's just say he's a giant caterpillar. Or is he a centipede? Oh well. In the game, you defeat Atticus Thorn and all the ghosts are free. And throughout the game, Zeke Holloway, he's trying to be a... he wants to be a journalist. And him being the caretaker to this house, I mean, he got more than what he bargained for, with the help of the other ghosts. This game was a lot better than the movie. And for those of you who wants to find this game, it's on PlayStation, Nintendo GameCube, or in the, on Xbox. So for those of you who have a PlayStation 2, Xbox, or Nintendo GameCube, of course you can play Nintendo GameCube on the Wii, get this game and try it out. You will not be disappointed. It's a lot better than Eddie Murphy, you know that. Now, what else is involved here? Hello, I'm Jack, the Pumpkin King, here to tell you you forgot something about the Haunted Mansion. Oh yeah? Like what? You know, since, well, since my movie became a cult classic in the box office, and became so popular, some people thought they should do a Disney theme park with Nightmare Before Christmas. But of course, but instead of creating a theme park, Michael Eisner decided to put us in the Haunted Mansion. So every Halloween and Christmas, they always decorated the Haunted Mansion in the Nightmare Before Christmas style. And that's why it became so popular. So they always show that every Halloween and Christmas? Every Halloween and Christmas, they always decorate the Haunted Mansion with a Nightmare Before Christmas style. And also in July. In July? Why's that? Ever heard of Christmas in July? Oh yeah, that Christmas in July thing. Well, thank you, Jack Skellington, for giving me the news and all. My pleasure. Now, I, Jack, the Pumpkin King, here to say, Merry Christmas. I'll be Jack Skellington, huh? Unbelievable, folks. Now, something else I have to mention here is... Hello! You forgot about me! Who are you, or what are you? I, my dear friend, am the Phantom Blot. You might know me from this video game here. Epic Mickey, remember? I am the Phantom Blot. And for those of you who saw me in the cartoon House of Mouse... Oh yeah, the Phantom Blot. What are you doing here anyway? Well, me and the mad scientist decided we deserve to be in another video game besides Epic Mickey. Like what? I mean, they made Connect Disneyland, and they did put the Haunted Mansion in it, but never mentioned you in it. And also, they already did the Haunted Mansion on the Disney Infinity game, but you never appeared in it. No, not them. I want to be in that video game known as Kingdom Heart. Seriously? The Kingdom Heart? Yes, I want to take over Kingdom Heart in the Haunted Mansion. So therefore, if I own the Haunted Mansion in Halloween Town, me and the mad scientists would rule the Haunted Mansion and Halloween Town forever! Toodaloo. I'm glad the Phantom Blot is gone. Anyway, folks, for those of you who like this this review of the Haunted Mansion, please leave a comment down below, hit like and subscribe. And one thing I would like to end this, folks, is this. If you like to join the Jamboree, there's a simple rule, it's compulsory. Mortals pay their token fee. Rest in peace, the haunting spree. So hurry back, we would like your company. I mean, seriously, Jack. I mean, don't you ever think that you should do something to boost the Nightmare Before Christmas? Like what? Well, I mean, I think that you should do like a sequel or a remake or something like... Oh dear. No, wait, cut!